We preview Brazil versus South Korea in this upcoming round of 16 tie that comes on Monday. You know, Brazil is coming off a loss to Cameroon. South Korea coming off a high, beating Portugal to get them into the knockout stage. Imran, is this as straightforward as it sounds for Brazil?
Yeah, I'm be honest. I don't think South Korea are a threat at all because I think for them to find a way to beat Brazil, they're gonna have to like hit you on the break or something like that. And I just don't think they have enough firepower. The one player who has that firepower is Heung Son, but he hasn't been the same this tournament so far. And I mean, he could always figure it out and just find the goal somehow. But I just don't.
He had a superb assist, by the way,
Yeah,
though.
at the end, yeah. But just the performance in general, I'm just not. I'm just not in on South Korea. I think it was a great. I think it was a great result for them to somehow get out of the group, but that'll be the end of the road for them.
Look, despite the loss that Brazil had to Cameroon in a game that they completely replaced, number one, they completely replaced all 11 players. And number two, they had the man of the match was the Cameroonian goalkeeper for them. And they had ample opportunities to get that ball in the back of the net. They created so much. They just needed that one final ball or that one final touch. Bruno Guimaraes came in and missed two sitters at the end. He was completely awful when he came in off the bench, even though he's a good player and all that. It's just a one bad performance. It was a borderline Lukaku performance. But speaking of Brazil, yeah, despite the fact that they lost to Cameroon in that way, Brazil is not a team that lose to underdogs. You know, they're not going to lose to Japan like Germany did, or they're not going to lose to Saudi Arabia like Argentina did, or what's another big underdog that lost? A big underdog will be
You say Spain, Japan,
yes, but less so because the fact
second
that
team,
Spain, not completely
half of
second
it, but
team, but the
yeah,
back line, almost a second back line. But yeah, Spain losing to Japan. If Brazil is, you know, firing on all cylinders, or they even just have their starting 11, there's no way that they should lose to South Korea. They're just much, much more talented than them all over throughout the pitch. And Brazil don't be losing to underdogs, especially this early in the knockout stage. They're going to have Neymar back. His creativity is going to be key to break down a South Korean team that I fully expect to play a low block because normally they don't play. They play very good football, but you're going up against Brazil, Brazil will make Argentina, Brazil will make France, Brazil will make teams like that play a low block. So, you know, it should be very straightforward for Brazil. And dude, honestly, if Brazil managed somehow to allow South Korea to move on, they would not be allowed to return to Brazil. They would have to go to Bora Bora or something. They'll go straight to their clubs, but they will not be allowed back in Brazil.
yeah. I'm still I still could see a way where it's like they only win like 1-0 or something because they just can't score
They're
chances.
struggling to break
Yeah,
it down, like against Serbia and Switzerland. Yeah, I could see that, but the amount of the ball that they're gonna have, it takes one moment early in the game to break the deadlock open, and then once they break it open, it's just completely broken open. But that's Brazil at the end of the day.
as a
I
Brazil fan, like, do you think Neymar should come back? I know like the reports were saying
Yes,
his
I think they should. I think they should
you think so?
because
So that
he needs one game to get fitted back in. And South Korea is a perfect, even if it's like one half or something, just get that one game in because you don't want to be facing, well, I mean, they don't have to face Spain in the quarters anymore, but still, no, you can't disrespect Japan or Croatia, two very good teams. You don't want that being his first games. You want a little bit of, I think South Korea is almost a godsend for Brazil. The fact that they can play them first and allow Neymar to slowly back into it, I think it's perfect for him. I don't think he should fully play 90 minutes on that ankle, but get him 45, or last 30, last 40. I definitely think he should play in that South Korea game if he's available, if he's back. And it's looking like he is because he was against Switzerland. He wasn't even at the game. Against Cameroon, he was at the game. He was trading Brazil Twitter account. They post some photos where he looked really, really good. So it was good news for Brazil, very good news for Brazil. So predictions?
I don't have really a score, but I don't know. I'll say three
No, just
zero Brazil.
no score,
Anyways,
just who wins.
well, I've been saying Brazil. Yeah,
Yeah, Brazil's Clearly gonna win.